Okay. Is it recording? It is! Yay! Alright, this is part 2 of the Reading is Pain video. The first language reading, or whatever it was called. This is part 2, where I'm going to actually take apart this exchange and try to figure out what the problem is and why I'm having such a hard time reading this stuff. Alright, so this is HSK 3. Chapter 2, number 14, so it's pretty far along in chapter 14. What we may use in this video is the HSK vocabulary list that comes at the end of the book. I have torn the book into pieces so I can carry it around with me and consume it wherever I am. And I'm adding some words as they come up too, as you can see at the bottom of this one. That's a word that comes up quite a bit, but it's not in the initial vocabulary, so I'm adding some stuff to it. I'm also keeping track of how many I know, and more so when I make the flashcards. I've got to have a million trackers, because that's how I keep going. Alright, so let's talk about number 14. Let me play it for you again, just in case you missed, or don't want to randomly find the listening in the first video. So here is, hopefully, number 14.
不看书，能学好吗？
Hold on.
关于男的，可以知道什么？
14.
14.
Yeah, here we go.
你考得真好，是怎么学的？
我每天学习，你到了家就玩电脑游戏、睡觉，不看书，能学好吗？关于男的，可以知道什么？
Okay, and I mentioned before that the second part where the woman's talking, the second line here, that's the one that's the hardest for me. So why is it so hard? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't explain the underlining. What I'm doing now, I just started this today, is I'm trying to do the chunking in here and then also some of the word stress. So for example, let's play that again because I forget what this second word is here. Rewind.
不看书，能学好吗？关于男的，可以知道什么？14.
你考得真好。
你考得书好，你考得书好, and actually 是 is that 是? Oh, 是. See, I don't even really know that word. So is that like a zhu, like with the Z? And this is the thing I hate, is looking up words, because I feel like I should be able to do more from context. But let's see if we can find ZH, that's Y. ZH, ZH, ZHI, ZHI. Do you see it? I see it, but it doesn't look like that. And then we spend too much time out of context, and I don't even find it. Okay, but I was describing the sound anyway. So what I've done here, since ni, what was it? Ni shader zhu hao. That seems to be in one chunk. So I'm trying to figure out the rhythm of the language in addition to meaning, because I think that helps me with word boundaries and such. So I think that is slurred together. And this seems to be the strongest word there. So I just put like a little underline there. This is not scientific. There are definite linguistic ways you do this kind of coding. I don't really follow those very well. Let's listen to the rest of this.
考得真好，是怎么学的？
是什么的? Isn't that XYU? Okay, we're listening to that again. Inevitably, we'll have to listen to the end of 13. Oh no, here we go.
你考得真好，是怎么学的？
Oh, I just hit fast forward by 30 seconds. Whoops. 是什么学的? See, I'm still doing too many distinct sounds and they're slurring it together. So part of what I want to do with this underlining at this point, I used to underline words, and I realized that didn't really help me follow the listening. So now I'm going to try to underline chunks to see, and that really comes mostly in handy when we come to this next one. So I want to see the sound of the language so I can more follow along and more so say it like they're saying it, because I eventually want the listening to turn into helping me with the speaking. Although it's not a main goal, I think it helps with everything else that I'm doing. And it wouldn't be a bad thing to be functional at speaking eventually. But only when it's accompanied with the writing. Because I think seeing it and hearing it at the same time, really, really helps. So let's rewind a little bit here.
每天坐车上班时间太长了，我们也买辆车吧。
行啊，买了车我就每天送你上班。
他们最可能是什么关系？
Yeah, that's number 13. So here's number 14 again. Here it is. Come on, let's go. Hello.
14.
Okay, here we go.
你考得真好，是怎么学的？
我每天学习，你到了家就玩电脑游戏、睡觉，不看书，能学好吗？关于男的，可以知道什么？
See, I completely lost it on that one. I did okay with this, but I got completely lost in here, so I don't think my coding over here is good. I think this part is wrong. I think there's a break somewhere else. Let's listen to that again.
14.
你考得真好，是怎么学的？
我每天学习，你到了家就玩电脑游戏、睡觉，不看书，能学好吗？
Oh, I see what I did. I think this one here, I think this is more of a stress than a break. So where is the break in that long bit? Because look how long that is. I mean, I know we do talk for a considerable amount of time without breathing in English, but look at this sucker. Is it that it's just in Hansa characters that it's freaking me out? Or is it truly just a super long part without a break? Do you hear a break in there? Oh, that's really funny. My husband's at next door watching the what is it? Argentina and sorry, Argentina and France game. I think it's France. Yeah, and it's 1-1 already. Man, oh man. Anyway, sorry. So I just got a text message from him. I really should turn off my internet when I do this, shouldn't I? I want to listen to that again because I want your opinion. Where is the break in this sucker? Again, I'm looking for chunks of language. I have a theory that the chunks aren't necessarily words, between words. I have a feeling, and I don't know if this is true yet because I've just started to do this today, but I have a feeling that that they slur, like we do in English, they slur some sounds from one word to another word. So I want to do this to see where that happens, to get better at listening for words. So anyway, let's back up and see if we can find that space.
我每天学习，你到了家就玩电脑游戏、睡觉，不看书，能学好吗？关于男的，可以知道什么？
Oh, that was number 14. Okay, let's...
14.
Here we go.
你考得真好，是怎么学的？
我每天学习，你到了家就玩电脑游戏、睡觉，不看书，能学好吗？关于男的，可以知道什么？
I don't think there is a break there. Do you? I think this is said all at once. Now the big question is, how many words are in this part? Because I think visually it feels a little overwhelming. So let's count the words. Sorry, excuse me. So 1, 2, I know it's a particle, but let's pretend it's a word. 3, 4, and here's where I get fuzzy. Is that 5 or is that with something? I think it's 5, 6, I'll put those together. 7, because Tianhao is computer. 7, I'm not sure about these two. Is this 1 or is this 2? So it's either 7 or 8 words without pausing. Now, when I say it like that, it doesn't feel like a lot. But compared to these tiny exchanges like here, 不看书, 不看书, I forget what tone that is. All right, but compared to stuff like that, and what was this one? Guansho Nanda, Guanch something Nanda. This is very short. This one's very short. There's a lot of shorter exchanges, and maybe it's just being spoiled by the shorter exchanges. I don't want to say exchanges. Let's stick to the same vocabulary. There's shorter chunks in a lot of the other listening. But that one just feels extraordinarily long, even though if it is 9 or 10 words, if you look at all these tiny bits here, these tiny, tiny chunks. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know that I've figured out from this video what's making this so difficult for me. Because, okay, let's look at the vocabulary and try to figure out if that's the problem. Is it lack of being very quick with the vocabulary? So we've got, if we're going to translate, which is a really bad habit to get into, but let's do it anyway. So I'm just going to say something for the things I don't know. So is it Cauda? I'm not really sure what that, wait. Lao, like lao sho, lauda. Not sure what that means, but I think that must be a word. And then that one's still under question, right? Is it ju, is it jun? I think it's jun, but anyway. Jun hao. Shu. Oh, so what does that mean? You something good. I don't remember that one. It looks familiar, but I don't remember it. And then so is how is steady? What is this? Oh, is that test? No, that's not test. Is that test? That might be something about the test. Something good. Your test is good. How is your studies? Oh, okay. Every day. Oh, sorry. Again, my tones suck. I know that, so sorry. 我每天学习. So I every day. I'm surprised they're even putting the I in there. I every day study. 你到了家 is that Shao? Shao Wan or Jian Now. I don't remember this. I don't know if I know that one, actually. I don't know if it's a remembering. I don't think I know that word yet. And that looks like dui to me. So I'm not sure what's happening here. But this part, okay. You arrive. I think this changes the tense. Home. You arrived. Probably you arrived home. Something play or finish. Oh, I think that is the finish one, isn't it? Computer something. And then 睡觉, sleep. 不看书, don't read book. That's a clear collocation because it's not just look at book or see book, but it's basically you don't read book. 能睡好吗? 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 So that's emphasized. That's a stress there. 能睡好吗? So might study. Is that study? Might study good? What the heck? So they're talking about studying for a test or just studying in general. So every day I study. You arrive home and basically play your computer, you sleep, you don't read your books. Do you think you'll study good? Is this person teasing the other person? Well, that would be fun, wouldn't it? Gon something Nanda. I think that's supposed to be a person name there, right? Kei He Song Shima. Okay, so I think that's his name. So his something and give. What does he give? What does he give? Isn't that song? Something and give what? I don't think there's anything about give here. He's giving him a hard time, but I don't think that's what the subject is. See, I'm not sure. Should we look at the options? All right, let me go get the book. Hold on. Okay, so our options are A, B, and C. So A is Xinwan Kan Shi. No, he doesn't like to read. So it can't be that one. Sorry, that one says likes to read books. Likes to read books. Okay, fine. B, Lao. Why do I keep saying cow? Is it Lao? Lao de Hun Hao. It doesn't sound like it went well, so I doubt that's true. And then we've got Shiwan Warner Dian Now something something. But that actually says that he likes to play computer games. So I'm guessing the question asks, what does he like to do? Is that what the question's asking? 14. Where did my question go? Here it is. 14. It's at the top here. So his and give what? Maybe that's not song. I think I'm getting confused over this word here because I think that's like to give, and that's what's messing it up. But with these three options here, I think it would have to be C, and it is number 14C. Okay, well that's ridiculous because that's one question and that took almost 20 minutes. And there's, although that is in the last set of questions, so that's one of the more difficult questions. But that took a long time, and I was translating back and forth into English, which I don't want to get in the habit of doing. So the biggest question is, it doesn't look like the words that I didn't know didn't seem to stumble that much. And I think I did better by looking at context than by looking at the glossary, because I think that's just... I think looking at the glossary becomes a crutch. I think that trying to figure it out from context and look at the question options and those kinds of things, that might work better. And then the next time I see that flashcard, I'll probably be more apt to remember it because I struggled with it. So the struggle is real, and the struggle can help. But time-wise, 17 minutes per question when there's going to be 20... I don't remember what's actually on the test. Right now we've got 20 in each chapter for the listening, but I think it might actually be more than that on the test itself. So that's just... I know I can do... It's more than the test, you guys. Of course it is. It's just when you're having a conversation or when you're reading, like I'm concentrating on reading primarily, when you're reading something, you can't take 17 minutes to read 3 lines of text. I read slow enough in English that if it takes that long to read in Chinese, then I'm never going to get to the point of reading articles or books or things. I will be restricted to social media at that point because I'll need small bits of language. So what do I do? Guys, what do I do? How do I speed up and stop freaking out by the look of the language, which actually fascinates me, but sort of frustrates me and makes me go slower? How do I stop translating into English as I'm doing this and just understand, like just visualize what the words are doing and try not to translate? I don't know. There's a lot of obstacles here. I think part of the obstacle is the script shock of just having it in Hanzi now. I think part of it is still the clumsiness of the word order feeling different. I think part of it are the word spacing and the listening, like where they pause. I think I'm going to keep going with this kind of breaks, or these kinds of markings, because I think that will help me understand where the words are and how many words tend to go together, that kind of thing. So there's a lot packed into the listening, but I think when I use the transcripts with the listening, I can increase my listening, but I can also increase my reading speed as well. Clearly not 17 minutes per exercise, but I think that doing it this way not only helps me finish the exercises in the book to prepare for the test and just to prepare for listening in general, but I think it can help me with reading overall, because the more you see something, the more you're familiar with it, and eventually the more you just get a feeling for it. Like, I don't even think about knee anymore, and there's like this one here, Meitian. I don't even think about what that actually means anymore, because that's just such a concise, wonderful way to say every day, I think. So there's certain things that I've seen so much that, like Shema, like I see that so much. And Zai, where is Zai? Zai has to be everywhere. I swear the word Zai is the most frequent verb anywhere. And even when it's Zai with one, like Xian Zai or something Zai, and then Zai is right next to it, I think that happened once here. It wasn't that trippy because I had seen it. So here it is. I forget what that one is. Oh, that's Teng Shui. That's not Shui. Teng Shu Men Zai. Zai Zai. Jian Zai. Sorry, Jian Zai. Zai. What is that one? I'm looking at it through the lens and it's a little fuzzy, so I'm going to look at it here. Oh, I know that one. I recognize that, but it's a new word and I don't remember exactly what it means. Oh, it means this is downstairs. This is downstairs, but I don't remember the pinyin right now. Because upstairs has shang here, and this one's downstairs. So this and shang is upstairs, and this and shang here that you're seeing is downstairs. So the student door, the student gate, now, Changsai is now, isn't it? Now is downstairs. That's probably not gate. Anyway, so Zai is in like every other sentence. So that one doesn't even register as being difficult anymore. Wo is definitely a frequent one. Ta. When they throw in people's names, it trips me up at first, but that's why the listening is kind of nice, because it'll sound like a name. Like the way they say it is usually at the beginning, like here. And there was another one here. I think that, no, that's not a name. There were a couple of them. Those used to, and this guy here, Dao, I really like that one. To arrive. It looks really cute, and I don't have many things that look like it, so it's super easy to identify. And now Lai I don't confuse with Li anymore, but I used to. So there's certain ones that I can read really well, but it's when they're all together and I'm trying to get meaning that it just gets really hard. And I don't know how to get past this. All I know how to do is to just keep going, and that's relatively new in and of itself. Because I'm used to giving up, because I want to get to such a high level to use it to do other things, so I just get really frustrated and I stop. And I don't want to stop. I don't want to stop. Alright, all you see now is my fingers, so I'm going to go now. So thanks for watching this video and traveling along with me to try to figure out what the heck is going on with my reading. I think I just need to do it more and just know that later on I'm going to forget the pain. This is like cultural childbirth, I guess. It's something you have to go through to get to the good stuff. Ah, that analogy fell on its butt. Oh well. Anyway, thank you so much. More soon.